Dave had a pretty normal job. He worked in accounts receivable at the incredibly unremarkable firm of Manson, Flink and Associates, a company so generic even their business cards just said, probably accounting. His life was uneventful, his coffee always lukewarm, and his coworkers consistently mispronounced his name as Dan. But Dave had a dream, not a grand dream, a simple one, to eat his lunch in peace. Specifically, his Greek yogurt, vanilla with a hint of honey, a flavor so mild and inoffensive, it could be the official snack of Switzerland. But lately, someone had been stealing his yogurt. Every single day. At first, Dave thought maybe he'd forgotten it. Then he thought maybe his yogurt had developed sentience and walked away. He briefly Googled, can probiotics achieve higher consciousness? But soon he knew the ugly truth. There was a fridge bandit among them. On a particularly fateful Tuesday, Dave decided he'd had enough. He stared into the communal breakroom fridge with the intensity of a man who had just watched every episode of CSI, Yogurt Unit. I will find you, Dave muttered to the shelf. And when I do, you're going to wish you'd stolen someone's leftovers instead. So he hatched a plan. A trap, really. He bought a new yogurt and filled it with ghost pepper extract, the kind of heat that made your ancestors sweat. Then, for good measure, he wrote a sticky note on it. To whom it may concern, do not eat. This yogurt is spicy. Like, cry in the shower spicy. You have been warned. Naturally, the thief would eat it. The next morning, Dave arrived early and beelined for the break room. The yogurt was gone. He waited. 10 minutes later, the intern, Kyle, burst into the break room, gasping for air, tears streaming down his face, chugging almond milk like he was trying to extinguish a fire inside his lungs. Who put lava in a yogurt? Dave sipped his coffee with the smug satisfaction of a man who had just watched Karma do burpees. But the celebration was short-lived. Kyle recovered and, unfortunately, was now obsessed with ghost pepper yogurt. He started bringing his own. He even started a blog, Flamin' Cultured, the Spicy Yogurt Diaries. Dave's mission hadn't stopped the thief. It had created a spicy yogurt evangelist. The rest of the office started talking. Hey Dave, Kyle says you got that fiery yogurt hookup? Is it like keto? Could we cater this for the next meeting? The office fridge became ground zero for a yogurt subculture. Dave's quiet lunch oasis had transformed into a pepper-fueled social hub. He'd accidentally launched a movement. The thief was never caught. But Dave became known as that yogurt guy, which he accepted, albeit reluctantly. He looked out over the cubicles, a haunted man, knowing that tomorrow, someone would steal his kombucha. But that is a story for another time. And Dave just wanted his dang kombucha. Every Monday, he brought one glass bottle of lavender ginger kombucha. It smelled like a hippie's dream and fizzed like it might exorcise a sourdough demon. But every week, someone stole it. First time gone. Second time, lid missing, bottle warm. Third time, returned half full. And now mysteriously carbonated and glowing faintly. Dave had a new enemy. Not just a thief, a kombucha tamperer. A mad scientist of moldy tea. Naturally, Dave did what any reasonable adult would do. Installed a hidden camera in the break room. Specifically, he duct taped his old GoPro inside a cereal box labeled. Unfortunately, it was Sandra from accounting. Sandra, the office angel. She brought in banana bread every Friday. Signed emails with blessings and spreadsheets. Claimed she'd been fermenting things spiritually since before kombucha was cool. The footage showed her whispering to Dave's kombucha bottle, "We are one now." Then taking a long sip, then burping for 10 solid seconds, then sprinkling sage on the bottle like it was haunted, then humming into a singing bowl. Dave was horrified, not least because she ended with a full-on chant. He confronted her gently. Sandra, I noticed someone's been spiritually infusing my kombucha. Sandra nodded, solemn as a monk. Dave, your drink had trapped energy. It needed balancing. You're welcome. Also, I added chia seeds. They hold the vibes. He checked. There were chia seeds. Also something floating that looked suspiciously like a googly eye. From that day on, he labeled his drinks. Do not drink. Contains traces of witchcraft. Which, weirdly, made them even more popular. People loved it. Mystic Bucha became a thing. Kyle launched a second blog. Sandra started doing kombucha readings in the break room. Oh, the sediments swirling counterclockwise. Expect delays in your commute. Dave. By Friday, Dave's drink had 11 Instagram tags, a 3-paragraph Yelp review for the breakroom fridge, and someone from IT walked up and asked, "Hey, are you the kombucha shaman?" "No," Dave sighed. "I'm in accounts receivable." But destiny had other plans. Later that day, a calendar invite popped up. Quarterly budget meeting / spirit cleansing and sip ritual. Dave stared blankly at the screen. He missed being ignored. He missed bland lunches. He missed the days when the weirdest thing in the break room was a haunted tuna sandwich from 2009. This was no longer a workplace. It was a fermented circus. He leaned back, cracked open a LaCroix, and whispered into the can, "Save me." Dave never meant to start a revolution. After the yogurt incident and the kombucha catastrophe, Dave had resigned himself to obscurity. He even tried to blend in, wore earth-tone cardigans, hummed chakra songs, downloaded a moon phase tracker. He became that guy who mumbles to his beverages, and no one questioned it. Until the day of the quarterly budget meeting / spirit cleansing and sip ritual. The invite had been sent to the entire company. Outlook described the agenda as Q1 financial recap, team building, deep breath work, microdosing on Dave's kombucha, optional but strongly encouraged, dance interpretation of debt write-offs. Dave was not okay. He showed up early, sat in the corner, brought a plain LaCroix, lime, the beige of sparkling waters. No chia seeds, no carbonation-enhancing spells. Or so he thought. Unbeknownst to him, Sandra had blessed it. "I wanted to bring balance to your bubbles," she whispered earlier that morning, placing the can on a Himalayan salt coaster. Now, in the middle of the meeting, the CFO, Greg, a man so serious his smile had to be filed as a capital asset, called on Dave. "Dave, can you walk us through the variance in Q1? Dave nodded, opened his LaCroix, and the can exploded like a soda grenade. A geyser of citrus-scented chaos shot straight into Greg's face, soaking his glasses, drenching his lap, and launching a piece of lemon zest into someone's soup. Greg stood there, blinking, dripping, until Sandra gasped, "It's the fizzy awakening." Then Kyle yelled, "He has ascended." Chaos erupted. People started opening cans. Everywhere. PSHHH. Pop. Bang. The room turned into a sparkling war zone. The HR manager slipped on a puddle of hibiscus fizz and karate chopped a ficus. Someone from legal began singing sea shanties while using a soda stream. Like a lightsaber. Kyle screamed, "It's happening," and tried to crowd surf, but only made it halfway across the table before rolling into a bowl of quinoa salad. Amid the citrus-scented bedlam, Dave just stood there, his face expressionless, his soul screaming. Eventually, the fire alarm went off. Someone had tried to sage the Wi-Fi router, and the building was evacuated. The next day, an email went out to all staff. Effective immediately, all fermented and carbonated beverages are banned from Manson, Flink and Associates premises. This includes, but is not limited to, yogurt, kombucha, LaCroix, kefir, and anything Kyle tries to make in the supply closet. Regards, Corporate Safety and Sanity Department. P.S. Dave is not a shaman. Please stop asking him to bless your protein shakes. And just like that, the era ended. The fridge was empty again. The office was quiet. Kyle transferred to an ashram in Vermont. Sandra began bottling her own line of kombucha and now lives off-grid, but still sends holiday cards made of beet pulp. And Dave finally had peace again. Like, share, subscribe.